Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome into episode 2 of the Free Agent Profile series, where we're going to be taking a look at potential free agents set to hit the open market, really diving in and talking about players' strengths, their weaknesses, bringing up their statistics, looking at their overall skill sets, and really asking the question, will this player be a good fit for the New York Jets? As we all know, we have tons and tons of cap space and a lot of vacancies, right? The Jets have a lot of needs. So with that being said, let's hop into episode 2. New England Patriot guard Joe Thuney. Okay, 6'5", 310 pounds, 29 years old. I would say right now, Joe Thuney's going to be one of the marquee free agents set to hit the open market. Now, I will say this, I hate to bring it up, but I have to. There's a small possibility, a slim chance, that the Patriots franchise tag Thuney. They still have that power. It's unlikely. It's not expected to happen. All signs are pointing to Thuney hitting the open market, so I don't want to put too much stock into that, but I do want to bring it up. It is a possibility. But when you're looking at Joe Thuney, he is definitely a top 2 guard in this free agency class, right next to Brandon Scherff. All right, I would say right now the best words to describe Joe Thuney: consistency, durability, reliability. Those three right there perfectly describe Joe Thuney's game. They describe his NFL career. We know what we're getting in Thuney. This is a player who's never missed a game. Think about that for a second. A guard who's battling in the trenches every single Sunday, every single snap, has never missed a game in his 5-year career. Drafted in 2016, he's started all 16 games for the last 5 years for the New England Patriots. Absurd. That is incredible. That is exactly what the New York Jets need. We need some consistency on the interior of the offensive line. It's been a complete turnstile. Just off the top of my head, Brian Winters, Spencer Long, Connor McGovern, Alex Lewis. We have so many players at guard, and we can never really figure out the position. We can't lock it down. So Joe Thuney, not only is he just durable, reliable, he shows up every single Sunday, and we know what kind of production he's going to give. Fantastic in pass protection, solid in run protection. Joe Thuney has received excellent coaching throughout his Patriots career, right, under the guidance and the tutelage of highly regarded offensive line coach Dante Scarnecchia. Believe it or not, Scarnecchia's son is actually on the Jets staff. Wasn't the biggest fan of the move because of the whole Spygate thing in New England and Denver, but it's beside the point. You can tell that Thuney has been coached really, really well. The way he uses his hands, the way he uses his athleticism. We know what Thuney is at this point. He doesn't really, he's not one of these guys that, oh, super talented, has yet to hit his ceiling, has so much potential, it's just up to the right coach to get it out of him. No, we know pretty damn well who Joe Thuney is at this point. Again, great in pass protection, solid in run blocking, shows up every single Sunday. So let's take a look at his 2020 statistics. Starting in all 16 games last year, Joe Thuney was a part of 980 offensive snaps. He allowed 2 sacks. 2 sacks in 2020. 2 sacks in 980 snaps. Pretty good. But this is the stat, this is the number that really just jumps off the page. This is the above average number where you're like, okay, Joe Thuney, he dominated last year. 17 total pressures. To kind of put that in perspective, Quentin Nelson, right? Everybody's favorite guard, kind of heralded as the best guard in the National Football League. Some would argue, maybe Zach Martin and this and that, but it's pretty well known Quentin Nelson is a dominant beast. Quentin Nelson gave up 15 total pressures, 1 sack. So all in all, who's Joe Thuney? He's a durable, consistent, reliable, productive guard at the NFL level. A guy who's received incredible coaching throughout his career. A guy who just seemingly never gets worse. A guy who continuously produces year after year after year after year. Really, really good in the pass protection game. Solid in the run game. His numbers are there. He doesn't look like he's going to be slowing down anytime soon. He's 29 years old, so if the Jets were to bring him in on a 4 or 5 year contract, we would have him for a decent amount of time in his early 30s. That's perfect, right? So I would say right now the only downside of Joe Thuney, and this isn't really so much of a red flag or a negative, it's just something that doesn't work in Joe Thuney's favor. I don't see him getting any better. I don't see him taking this massive leap forward. You can argue, what's the point? It doesn't even matter because he is producing. He's solid. He does so much on a week-to-week basis already. It'd be too much to expect this guy to make that next jump. But That's what I feel like is the difference between Joe Thuney and Brandon Scherff. Scherff has had, his fair share of injuries, and he has his red flags as well, but Brandon Scherff has that potential where he can be the best guard of the National Football League. He has that ceiling that has yet to be reached, where Joe Thuney, I feel like it's kind of maxed out, but in Thuney's defense, really, really high floor. Okay, again, we know what we're getting with Joe Thuney. That's the beauty of it. All right, so in regards to the, a contract projection, I typically love doing these types of things. I feel like right now, Thuney, if the Pats don't franchise tag him, he's going to have a lot of suitors. The three teams that instantly pop into my mind: the Cincinnati Bengals, the LA Chargers, and the New York Jets. I would assume Joe Thuney is going to be getting a 4 to 5 year contract. He's going to cash in, first time hitting free agency. I'm going to say 4 years, $60 million. I think that's a fair deal for Joe Thuney, well above $10 million a season. He'd be coming in at a massive, massive position of need. So I would love it if the Jets signed Joe Thuney, one of the most safest players in the free agency market. You're not worried about, oh my God, we're bringing in an injured player like a Matt Milano or something like that. We know who he is, and that is incredible. So I'll leave it there. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for sticking with this channel. Let me know your thoughts down below about Joe Thuney, and also who you guys want to see next in this little free agent profile series. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Jets.